I don't mean to be rude. I don't want to be rude to anybody, and I don't want to disrespect anybody, and I don't want to insult anybody. What I'm saying is that is the real truth. The real truth. The real problem of Nigeria. The real problem of Nigeria are Northerners. Northerners, Fulani, Hausa are the problem of Nigeria. They don't want our Nigerian progress. If they are not the one in power, then nobody can do it. It's only them that can do it. If you say you deprive Igbo people from having what is supposed to be theirs, allow them to go for their Biafra. If you say Yoruba people are not competent, they cannot rule Nigeria, allow them to go. Then we, the Northerners, should just stay and rule ourselves. If we kill ourselves, that's our business. You cannot say no, because Igbos, you think Igbos are thieves, Igbos are wicked, Igbos are this, they are that, they are this. There is no way that there's not the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you cannot help the Igbos, allow them to go. If you cannot carry the Yorubas, if you don't want them to rule you, allow them to go. Then we, the Northerners, will rule ourselves. If it's going to be better. We are one Nigeria, so we want the best for Nigeria. So we should look at where we are going wrong, so that we can perfect
that. Are you in support of what she said?
Yes, to an extent. I think I want to take one or two things from what that lady was the message she was trying to pass across to people, especially in Nigeria, not only Nigeria, or to the world. I think to a point, he made it very clearly that the North, when I say the North, is major threat to Nigeria. The North alone is a problem to Nigeria. Then the second people he mentioned are the Yorubas too, that them too should also be looked into, because then he pointed it very clearly that among these three regions that the Igbos deserve to an extent at least justice. And if justice cannot be given, then the Republic of Biafra should be declared. Maybe then the Fulanis and the Hausas should go to an extent and begin to sort out themselves at the end of the day. Because if we don't modern Nigeria, if there's no plan to modern Nigeria, you know what I mean by modern? Yeah. If there's no plan to modern Nigeria, by now the leaders themselves would have sit down, to give Nigeria the DNA it requires for survival. There's nothing like that. And that is why at every point in time, the country went from left to right, from right to left, without proper navigation. I can tell you that very clearly, that the time has come, that options are beginning to come. The whole world is getting signal. The whole world is, messages are being passed. If I tell you the struggle the Jewish nation, the Jewish people went through after 4,000 years or thereabout, they became an independent nation in 1948. Today, the Jews, after a few years from now, has become the strongest nation in the world. Biafrans are being surrounded by glory and honor. And we must understand that. The movement to understand it must go to an extent of celebration. If a Northerner can be saying this, I say no. And see, there are people who are still very optimistic. Because if we don't tell ourselves the truth that we refuse to tell, will first somehow, somewhere along the line, becomes the truth we have to learn. So it is better we tell ourselves the truth and learn the truth. The advancement of their reality is very, very important. And what is the reality? In Nigerian context, because I don't think Nigeria is a nation, it's a country. Nigeria is just, crafted in corruption. The corruption, Nigeria was born into corrupted. And the revival that has to come with Nigeria did not stand on the foundation. Look at it now. Although in life, if you go down the memory lane, you discover the processes Nigeria as a nation has been taking until the point we are today. Yes, we stood against rubbish, and Biafrans went to war, fought with nothing for 4 years. Not only Nigeria, not only Yorubas, they fought both Yorubas, they fought both the Northerners, they fought the whole world for a good 4 years. A nation that has no, how will I put it? A nation that has no source of water. No, to start with, source of water, nothing. That Atiku merely declared out of tension and pressure. After options of survival, they went to Ghana. They went to a place in Ghana called Aburi. Listen, make it sure so that you will know the wayo when they inside the system. After Gowon has agreed to that, they came back. Gowon was briefed that misled. That is why they are experiencing the same thing in Middle Belt and Northern Nigeria. That the Boko Haram is wiping everybody because of the consequences of disobeying agreement. It has consequences. Let me tell you. If you see rules and regulations, that shall not kill. You went and kill. It has consequences. Find out whether it is true or not. It has consequences. And the consequences is what Gowon and Dajuma are living with till today. We must say it because see, we are the children of the oppressed, and the oppression has refused to stop. So we are going to rise up against the oppression. It's a very clear thing. We are the children of the oppressed, and you expect me to continue to live in oppression? No! We are saying no, in whatever means, we are saying no to oppression. And that is what Nigerians have continued to manipulate and manipulate and manipulate. They move to the left. All is targeted at Igbo, Biafra. But unfortunately, you know, something that is connected, just like if you put them in the same basket, you put them in the same lane, you know, you cannot be able to measure the mystery and the DNA that drives an Igbo man. The species of an Igbo man, the blood in Igbo man is not far 100%. Go and take the DNA of Igbo man. That is why they can go to a dark place and illuminate. They can go to the deepest valley, and before you know it, there's lamp. You know what is called lamp? How that lamp will come, you will not know. 7 million people were murdered in that war. Biafrans alone. I'm not talking about children. About 3.5 million children was massacred. Mothers were murdered because the world refused to understand simple agreement. And the same thing agreement now they are coming back, they say it's regionalism. But I'm telling you, God and man is watching. Divinity is watching. There's this is not a matter of sentiment. He said no president for Igbo man. Yes, agreed. No president. Agreed. But let us go to functionality. Let us know who will stand. It's not a matter of carrying biro, carrying paper, and stay in one office from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. What has that contributed to the economy of a nation? But the Igbo man stays under the sun, sweat, steam. And a professor in Nigeria, after 8 years, cannot be able to tie just ordinary clothes. So what is the functionality? And you're seeing a man who has no education, has been believed by some people, and after going through a particular process, he came out, he started, and today, God blesses, you know, and he's contributing his quota, he's working. Who is more functional? I'm asking you, in an atmosphere of that nature, who is more functional? Of course, we know. In all sectors, in all ramifications, in all the 6 geopolitical zones of this country, beyond. So it's a clear fact that we continue to move from that level to another. Africa is a setting, you know. The guy that was named after Africa, we know him very well. You know, we know when Africa, the black man, was the strongest man in the whole world. How did the black man lose his integrity and strength and influence? Now the white man is telling us that we can, if we don't do this, we'll fail. But our own fathers grew our own akara, do our own akamu, do our own biscuit. Our grandfathers did it. Why are we depending on the West now? It's because we could not to lose it. We discovered our own food. The African man, no, this one not the Igbo tell am. African man discovered his own food. What happened to that discovery? The people that hold the DNA of the mysteries that surround the black man is the reason why that until that kingdom comes, the rise of that kingdom will determine how and manner the African continent will rise.
Let me say one thing here. The diplomat in question, I think his name is Otto Abioga. What is the name of that woman? He was on a different engagement, international engagement or business with Nigeria. When this woman came as a diplomat, instead of facing the assignments given to him by the Finnish government, he started listening to corrupt Nigerian leaders who cornered him to bribe him over, who cornered her, sorry, to bribe her into discussing rendition of EPA with Finnish government. And as I'm talking to you now, that issue, that intervention on Biafra issue has started to grow ripples. Controversial one in Finland. This woman, instead of facing his own engagement, international engagement with the federal government of Nigeria, he diverted to people that could even bribe a dead man to wake up. They started selling all manner of stories into the woman, and the woman listened to them, assuring them that they are going to do this or that to Simon Ekpa. Does the woman know Simon Ekpa too well? They think that everybody in Finland are like Nigerians that have been gossiping and gossiping. That woman you see might not know who Simon Ekpa is. She's an international diplomat. Listen and listen to this. She is telling them that they will go to court, that the issue is in court, blah, blah, blah. On getting back to Finland, Finland started questioning him. As I'm talking to you now, he's facing serious query. There is serious issue in Finland now because he diverted from the international engagement business he has with Nigeria into meddling with Biafra Nigeria issue. She has forgotten in a ways that Finland was once like Biafra in the land of USSR, Russian land, whereby Finland worked hard and worked hard and worked hard until in 1956, Finland got her own independence from Russia. Russia was stopping Finland the way Nigeria was stopping Biafra, Igbo people. Russia and Finland, they fought. Finland became an independent nation in 1956. Just of recent, you know that Egypt got her independence, I think, either 1952 or 56, the same era. So Finland is good on this agitation thing. What Simon Ekpa is doing today to make sure that Biafra is free is welcome, generally, largely accepted in Finland. It is not a crime in Finland. Everybody has right to go. If you feel maltreated in any contraption or country, if you are a region like we are, southeastern region, we feel we are being marginalized, excommunicated, excluded in any administration that comes and goes in Nigeria. That's why we say we are leaving Nigeria. For what? Biafran nationality. So Finland went through that process. Nigerian leaders, they don't know. All they know is involved in politics, steal money. Don't read anything again, no. Don't go and get education, no. Just go to politics, thief money. Do not know that there are Scandinavian countries, so there are 5 to 6 in number. Don't learn any other knowledge. Don't be educated on any other section of life. Just know how to politic. Know how to use Biro and sign off public fund, what? Into your account. That's what our politicians know. They don't know anything again, no. So that's why they are meddling on this issue. Meddling. Taking Biafra issue to Finland is like helping Biafra the more to emancipate. Because Finland, they did not know from 1967 to 1970 worked hard to make sure that Biafran children did not all die of kwachoko. Finland supply food to Biafra. Finland supply oroko, corn milk, bonvita to the Biafran people so that their children will not die of kwachoko. Oga was among. So now, how could you go to the same Finland to crucify the same Biafra? They worked hard, deny their children food, deny their children school fees to feed Biafran children. Don't you know that you are just pouring fuel in a fire to be burning more? Oga, that diplomat that is telling you people that Simon Ekpa will be renditioned back or extradited back into Nigeria is in problem now. Because who asked you? These are the questions. Who sent you?
She was asked.
This is the question. Nigerians want to corner him and bribe him. What are you saying?
But no, she was asked a question. But
No, he's not supposed to answer. He's supposed to use his brain. This is what I come for. I come for this engagement, this business. I did not come for Biafra business. She's the one that is culpable. They are holding him. Okay, there's no emotion about it or sentiment. The woman, they are holding him on getting back to her country. Why did you join Nigeria in talking about Simon Ekpa and Biafra? Did we send you for that?
What is she supposed to have said?
He's supposed to have debunked it and they said
No comment.
No comment. This is what I come for. Sorry, I refer you to the right department, appropriate department that will answer you, or Finnish agency.
So in other words now. So in other words, there's nothing like court issue there in Finland.
Akuko court. Okay, if they try this guy in court and they find out that Nigeria is culpable, are they coming to arrest Nigeria or arrest Nigeria ambassador to Finland? Okay, everybody should mind their business. Allow Igbo man, let Igbo man be on his own. Simple. Nnamdikanu is suffering in the jail. Nnamdikanu should come out. Simple. What is good for the goose should be also good for the gander. Are you listening to me? Igbo man is a human being. Everybody is a human being in Nigeria. Nobody is a slave. The people you are calling slave are your masters. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are the masters on the continent of Africa. Nobody could stop that. We are unstoppable. Go to the whole African countries. We are investors there. And we are doing well. I don't know what I understand. We are doing well in Zambia. The richest Nigerian man in Zambia. Why not also Yoruba man or Idoma man? It is the same Igbo. The richest businessman in South Africa. Why not Fulani from Buhari Kingsman? Is Igbo. The highest people in Tanzania, the highest people in Angola, they are the one. They control the economy of Congo Zaire, Congo Mombasa, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Cameroon. Go there and ask by yourself. You will see. Go to Guinea and Gambia. They are there. Why are you so?
When they were advising Buhari not to come closer to China, China tendered so many options. That is dangerous. Look at what is happening in some African countries. China is running as completely now. They have taken over some of their airports. They have taken over some of their seaports. They say the agenda is to completely, recolonize Africa. There is controversy, not properly defined. To an extent, the Ogun State government was also involved in the racket, and on that process, there was a court judgment. You understand what I mean? There was a court judgment. And what is the meaning of that? What it tells you that, that court judgment is based on legality. Those countries, it's happening in France. Those countries are saying, are civilized nations, are civilized countries that has to do, that understand civility and democracy. Countries that operate based on federal system. You know what I mean by federal system? If you go to places like France, you have geopolitical zones, federating units, subnationals, which also being governed by the international law. So those subnationals, like in Ogun State, they went and got involved in a deal that the federal government is supposed to pay. And that is what they're seeing now. Unfortunately, an international mess came up as a result of that, and the court pronounced that judgment that 100 million is at stake. The Chinese, One of the things that Chinese want is that you cannot blame the Chinese, because I remember as a 1960, Chinese nation, let me put it that way, was at the same par with Nigeria immediately after the same independence.
We are on the same level.
We are on the same level. Just imagine what happened. Singapore was the least. Malaysia was the least in that arrangement.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian. Moneta get people that are lobbying for Biafra, and it is a plus. The way Moneta is going international, and it seems he's making this agitation a serious international issue by employing international lobbyists to make sure that Biafra is recognized at the world stage. Let's get a reaction. Now, thank you for that wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say, Moneta has come out to say, or has